Welcome to Louisiana Heart Beats. I'm Sudie Landry, and we are going to welcome right away Mel Lecompte Jr. for coming in to the show today.
Oh, thank you very much. Glad to be here again.
Well, I'm so excited, and that's right. He's been on the show before, and this show is he's going to share with us finally all these wonderful things after a lot of hard work. Being an author, you don't just write. You got to get out there and you've got to market yourself. You got to be the person you are, and as you can see by the way he's dressed, he's very colorful. And as you see, the graphics tell you that he is an author of children's books, and he also entertains. And that is why he's got such a colorful outfit on. We had fun before the show, deciding which outfit to wear and what would look best on the screen. So he's also holding his books where we took different pictures. But I want to tell you, Acadiana, that it's been wonderful having authors on this show and letting them share with you their books, which we then go ahead and put on Acadiana Open Channel. And from there, we put it on YouTube and then on Facebook. So we do what we can at Acadiana Open Channel to promote whoever comes on this show. And with that said, as you can see, there's a book on the back of the screen, and it's the Ice Cream Cow, which is the first book that of children's book. Let's correct that.
Yes.
It's the first children's book that Mel did put out there, and it's an awesome little book, and it shows his sense of humor. And if you want to just tell people a tiny bit about the Ice Cream Cow, let's share that with them.
Okay, well, before I jump into the Ice Cream Cow, Sudie, I know this is one of your last shows you are doing.
Yes.
And I don't think I can thank you enough on behalf of the authors and artists and everybody else you brought onto this show, including myself.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you very much for your service. And I know you've been at it for a long time because the Ice Cream Cow came out originally in 2009, I believe.
Yes.
And then I had my Big People book, Sharpen Iron, come out in 2011. And it's around that time you first invited me to the show. So
Yes.
the cow's been around a long time. And
Well, I have to, and I'm not just saying this, but this is definitely one of my favorite books, favorite authors, and that's no joke. And I'm going to plug Linda Doucette while we're at it.
Oh, yes, please do.
Linda Doucette, a very, very close friend and publicist for this show, and also she got me connected to the Writers Guild, where I met actually you through Linda.
Yes.
And so we want to thank her very much too for introducing us. But I've thoroughly enjoyed not only you, but many of the other authors. But at this time, even though, like I was told a long time ago, the season for this show for me is over, but it's not really changed anything other than I'm going to go into promoting more and helping get bookings. And so this season may be over, but it's kind of really not because it's just changed. But thank you for that compliment. I appreciate it so much.
Okay.
And yes, my grandchildren loved it. Now my great-grandchildren
Great.
are
I
reading it.
love whenever I hear about that. Actually, the Ice Cream Cow was, as you introduced me, not only an author, but an entertainer. The entertainment portion of that name came from the song, The Ice Cream Cow. So one day, me and my kids were riding around Church Point, and one of the kids points to some cows in the field. Daddy, are those the cows that make ice cream? I'm like, great idea for a book. Rather for a song, let me correct myself, not get ahead.
There you go.
So I wrote the song, I played it around a few libraries, a few schools, and then one day I was reading a children's book for a class when I used to teach in St. Landry, and I'm like, wait a minute, this has the same cadence, same structure as my song, and at the time I was working at the Daily World and was also doing editorial cartoons. I'm like, well, shoot, I could put pictures together to words. And you know what? I could not afford an illustrator. I could afford a pen. So I drew it up, and it's been a part of me ever since. And some good news about her, the cow is getting a facelift this year.
Uh-oh.
Both as my mascot and as a 12th anniversary edition Ice Cream Cow. I decided to go ahead and refresh the artwork for it, make it not necessarily a more modern style, but It's kind of like this. You know how when you have your first baby, okay, this was my first baby. That first baby comes out, it's perfect,
It's
right?
perfect.
It's like,
Oh,
oh, look how cute. Well, 12 years later, you're looking at that perfect baby and you're like, is that child old enough to put on contacts? And then you start looking for brochures for fat camp and, you
Stuff like
you
that.
want to update your child. Well, I'm updating my child.
That's going to be interesting.
Yes, so like I said, new mascot, which I can't wait for. The poor old mascot costume was kind of a torture chamber. I make my mascot costumes myself.
Oh my gosh, you not
So-
only illustrate your books, you also make the costumes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, only you and Michelle could come up with these colors, probably. That's awesome. Before you go any further, I just want to
Yes.
let Katie Anna know that, yes, Mel does illustrate his own books, and yes, now we learn he makes his own costumes for when he goes out and entertains. But what's amazing to me is he's also a teacher. He has done things, and if you read the little books, there's a lesson to be learned in these books, and there's messages. In one particular book that he hid for the grown-ups that would understand, that
Yes.
was neat. But his twist of personality is awesome in this book, and the kids gotta love it because the parents love it. So I'm finished with that. What else? Tell me about this ice cream cow. Is she gonna? So she's going to be updated soon.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's move to the next picture, which is going to talk about his second book.
My turtle, yes, the terrible turtle. The terrible turtle, that one's been out for maybe about 5 years, and oddly enough, since the fall of last year, it's gained a little bit of new life. My Big People book, the name of it was Sharpened Iron, about the Tea Cotton Bowl in Ville Platte. When I attended that game last year, who was there but the Lieutenant Governor, Billy Nungasser.
Oh, amazing.
I happen to have a copy of the turtle in my car. I was able to speak with him very briefly, but he loved it. He was trying to think of ways to promote it. He was talking about getting into schools.
Finally, someone.
So that went very well. Around the same time, I got a call from the library system in Natchitoches, Louisiana. They have a partnership with a local park where they pick a book like every 6 months to a year and make a feature for it in the park. So I'm not sure if it's still up. I know at least around Thanksgiving, there was a walking trail, and every, let's say, quarter mile or eighth of a mile on the walking trail, there was live TV, y'all.
Yeah, that's all right. Be normal.
There was a display about the turtle. And so as you walk through the walking trail, you could read the turtle book.
That's amazing. That should keep on keeping on.
Yes.
Check it out and see if it is.
The last big thing that kind of happened
Yeah.
was earlier this year, the VFW, of all people, contacted me. Well, they
I
had
loved it.
They had a Southeastern convention in Baton Rouge, and the lady, she just happened to have read the book to her grandchild. She's like, can you kind of cook us up something for the adults that are going to be visiting for us all over? So T-Boy and the Turtle, they became part of a tourism brochure for the VFW and the veterans that came for that conference.
That was so exciting when I saw that information. Okay, now, also too, because of, I told you, in the back of the book, he's got everywhere that this turtle traveled, and he has special notes about the town and what's in the town. Did you know certain things in this town? And in the back of the book was so many of those different things telling you about the different towns that this turtle traveled in, the history. And I told him, I said, Mel, you can make a book just that. That's the learning for the adult, you know?
Well,
so that was one of the things that caught their eye, too.
The thing is, well, like
Education.
Let's take the first ice cream cow book. That's strictly for kids. I did throw in a few little doodles in there that maybe the adults would appreciate. I always like to leave something for the adults. But T-Boy and the Terrible Turtle, I really saw it more as a family book. Yes, it's for kids, and it's got cartoons, and it's got the turtle dressed as Britney Spears in one part, you know, but y'all can
Go
find
back
out
and
about
read
that
that
later. But I wanted it to be for families. I remember when I was real little kid, my parents had a book just of trivia questions about the presidents. And we would spend hours in the car on trips just reading the trivia questions back and forth. So I did make a little trivia section in the back of the book that the entire family can share about anything weird that I could find about the towns featured in the book. And people have been pushing me to make a sequel. Can't say I'm going to work on it immediately, because remember, we're giving the cow our makeover, but I really think the Turtle might be looking at a sequel by the end of this year or beginning of 2020.
I think that's a great idea, whoever brought that up. I know I'd probably buy it just for me. There's a lot of stuff I should have stuck with and learned in school, and some of the things that you shared. It's about Louisiana, because you have a heart to teach, educate, because you are a teacher, and you've done so many things, but the books are very, very interesting and educational at the same time. Okay, so the Terrible Turtle is cute, and again, not only my grandchildren, but my great-grandchildren are reading that. Says, let's go to the third book.
Oh, yes.
Then we're going to get into some really details.
Gotcha.
Yay.
Okay.
There we go.
The Ice Cream Cow Holiday, and if you notice the title Holiday, it's an acronym. It's H.O.L.I, so on. This came from kind of a personal spot for me. When I grew up, Christmas, and let me say a word again, let me look in the camera. Christmas was such a special time of year. And you know, as time has moved on and culture has moved on, it's become holiday.
That's it.
Now, I don't mind when people say happy holidays, because we got New Year's in there,
Right.
Thanksgiving kicks it off. We understand there's Hanukkah, and
Right.
other religions have their holidays. So holidays is fine with me. But when you refer to December 25th, the Christmas day, as holiday, that would just crawl
Yeah.
under my skin. And probably the one thing that got me the worst. I was in a store. I'm not going to mention the name of the store. I don't want to embarrass them.
That's right.
But they're a very big store, and they sell lots of stuff. So this big store that sells lots of stuff, I walked in, they had their holiday calendar out, so you knew which days were extended shopping days and all. And that was, Thanksgiving open 6 p.m. New Year's Eve closes at whatever. New Year's Day will be open regular hours. Well, in the middle of all that, they had the little square for December 25th. I'm not sure if this is a square. Y'all at home, imagine. And for the 25th, it was written on there? Holiday closed. You could mention Thanksgiving, you could mention New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, but we're not going to say, we don't want to offend anybody by saying what December 25th
Now
is.
you're talking about reality.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So with the holiday book, the gang receives a letter in the barnyard, and it says, please come to our special holiday party tonight. And 2/3 of the book, they are going through every holiday they can think of to try to figure out what holiday it is. They go July 4th, well, the beach is closed because it's frozen over. They go call the Easter Bunny, say, hey, is it Easter here? We hear it's a holiday. Easter Bunny's laughing his or her tail off. They're sitting in the comfy chair by a fireplace. So finally, they go through all the holidays that we would normally celebrate, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but they do eventually figure out not only what December 25th is about, but why they were needed and what this party was all about.
That's great. That's a perfect cliffhanger, as they say. That's great. I figured, now for the viewing audience, due to us doing this on a green screen, you can't see where it says holiday, which is H period, O period, all that. But that's why he's sharing that with you. And I had printed out, he had sent me the text to this book, and I love the way you went through the book. Yes. And I was not able to print out the whole thing, but I got the gist of it all. So there's the 3 children books, or books for children, and of course the other book that you wrote. Now, excuse me, getting over this cold. How about sharing with us some of the places that you have been signing books or entertaining lately?
Oh, yes. Let's talk about the entertainment
Well,
part.
let's go for it. If I'd known better, I could have got you to bring your guitar.
Well, that's okay.
No.
Well, I'll let the audience decide if I'm an entertainer because all my music, they can go to the website, moodoggies.com, and you'll find a link to the music there. I'll let them call me
That's true.
entertainer.
That's true. What's up there? You'll find out all kinds of goodies.
With the entertainment business, I know you called me a teacher, and once a teacher, always a teacher. But about
Educator.
2 years ago, I did retire from teaching, and I needed something to do. So I've been trying to push my way into schools as well as during the summers. There's always summer camps going on and libraries to perform at. I do have a group called the Moodoggies, or go the moodoggies.com. And it's kind of a rotating band of people I've met, interesting actors and artists and musicians. And we'll go around, play my original music to whoever will have us. My next stop this year is in Denham Springs in a couple of weeks for a summer camp. I'm always looking for excuses to come back to Acadiana.
Oh, good.
We've played, let's see, in the past couple of years, Vermilion Parish Libraries we've hit, and we've hit Iberia Parish.
You're getting a lot of invitations, I see.
Yes, and in
Starting
fact,
to pick up.
last year we had our first out-of-state performance, which made me excited. We booked 5 dates in Mississippi. So,
Wow.
very, very happy with that. And now, besides the Moodoggies, I met up with a lady. She's not much of a singer, but she's a great retired teacher and a great performer. And so we was talking one day. It's like, I said, "Are you doing anything during school year?" She's like, "No." "Are you doing anything in school year?" "Not really." "Do you miss classes?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." "Do you miss being in a classroom?" "Oh yeah." So after much thinking over coffee and texting, she is now the crawfish cutie pie.
Oh.
And so during the school year, all throughout the state of Louisiana, Chief Moodoggie Mel and Crawfish Cutie Pie are planning to go into schools. For the younger kid, we have created a bunch of lessons dealing with the ice cream cow. And of course, the new ice cream cow mascot will be there. We read the story, we teach little lessons, we make up little lessons, everything from sight reading to lessons on the environment.
All right.
For the older kids, and this is the one I love, it's going to be about Louisiana.
Of course.
And Louisiana is so close to my heart, you know.
Of course.
And so we have planned interactive lessons with the older kids where they'll be the main stars and skits we've come up with. We got costumes for them, and we are just ready to roll to see
You're
where that
really
takes us.
advancing in so many different areas. Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, I saw him many years ago, thanks to Linda Doucette. And we went to the library in Port Barry? Where was
No,
it?
Crotch Springs? Or
Cross
was it
Springs.
Port Barry?
Cross Springs. I got a ticket in Port Barry. But anyway, that's why I got that on the brain. But anyway, that was a huge, wonderful turnout. And I know the librarian was so excited. And she has really come a long ways in trying to promote different people. But I keep thinking about seeing you perform for the first time. And your daughter was with you at that time. Is she still doing things with you?
Oh, no.
Because she's kind of like a teenager or something, huh?
Oh, she's an adult
So
now. And
how old is she now?
she is 22.
'Cause she was like still a young girl then.
She
Wow, we're getting older.
22, going on 60, and without her morning coffee, she's cranky.
Oh yes. Now she's supported you when she had no choice
yes.
to, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice way to put it.
Growing up, they do what we want.
But
Once they get of age, they kind
I
of
tell you
venture
what,
out.
they do come out. They do come in handy because I have a daughter who's 22 and a daughter that's 18. And like for my last book, they love to criticize parents because they're so uncool. Well, my daughters, however, are very, very artistic minded. And so what I did, I kind of handed
They
them
should.
the book. And I'm like, all right, tell me everything I did wrong. free editing.
Whoa,
Yes.
talk
They-
about
They
huh?
were not afraid to let me know every place
And-
in the book that needed a fresher.
And it was probably interesting to you too and helpful, right?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, let's talk about this comment from Carrie Womack.
Yes.
Okay, what's that got to do with you? I mean, it sounds like it was very impressive. That's on your new book, isn't it?
Yes.
His comment?
Yeah, Carrie Womack, when I was much younger, I would give youth pastors fits, especially my type of music I'd listen to. And my favorite band, my absolute favorite band was One Bad Pig. It's a Christian punk band. I was lucky enough to see them at a reunion concert about 3 years ago. I've kept up with the members since then on Facebook. Facebook's a wonderful tool.
Yes.
Well, Carrie was not only the lead singer, or as he puts it, lead screamer. He's gotten older and more mature too, and now he's a pastor in Tennessee. And I'm like, I always look for an interesting back cover blurb for my book. Who can write something that kind of brings out what the book is? And so,
Within your character too, I'm sure they ought to be the kind of funny
yeah,
person like you are.
Oh, yeah, you
like
got me.
unique. That's the word I'm looking
Yes.
for. Okay.
not sure the cops would use that word, but I'll use it. Unique.
Unique.
So I asked him, I said, hey man, would you mind reading my book beforehand? And if you like it, if you say something complimentary and you really mean it, I would love to put it in the back of my book. Because, you know, you've been to book shows, people pick it up, they flip on the back.
Yeah, that's what they
See
read.
who said what about it, and if nobody said anything, well,
Okay, I want you to read what he said right there. What he
at the
actually
same
said.
time?
Mm-hmm, all of
Okay.
it.
At the same time, holiday demonstrates the real meaning of Christmas as one that brings hope, healing, and peace to a divided culture like ours. And would you mind if I read the bottom
I
too?
want you to read all, the rest of it.
Okay, don't worry that I'm beginning to get too serious. This holiday is as much fun as getting sprayed with 24 cans of silly string while smashing a guitar. And
Well-
coming from him, that's the ultimate compliment.
That's why I figured it would be important. Well, I want to go ahead and kind of start to close out because
Okay.
we're giving the attention that the show's at the end. But I want to thank you, number one, for coming on.
Oh, you're very
And number
welcome.
two, also to make a special announcement that we are so grateful that Michelle, even though it's her birthday today, the wife of this character, is sitting here and laughing and nodding and approval and sometimes shaking her head. Well, it takes a special person to live with a unique person like you. So I want to thank her for giving up her special day, and I am believing you're going to treat her well
Oh,
for her
yes.
birthday. But meanwhile, I want to thank Katie Anna for watching this show, and we will be, like I said, posting it on YouTube and Facebook, and of course, airing it here at AOC. And remember, the most important thing is if you have a dream, it can come true. It takes work, but it can come true. I can honestly tell you, from the beginning of me meeting this author here, and now entertainer, he's finally getting the recognition that we're so happy to hear, and I expect for you to keep me updated on Facebook
Oh,
so I
yes.
can share the word. I always said, didn't have a whole lot of talent, but I have a big mouth and it works. So thanks a lot to Katie Ann for watching, and be sure to keep track of Mel, and of course, you know, you can get more information on his webpage. Meanwhile, I'll be plugging pretty much, so if you have a question, you can shoot me a question, and I'll get it to Mel myself. Otherwise, it's been a great season, almost 10 years at AOC, and it's not over, it's just changed, and I'll be seeing you. Thanks a lot. Tune in on Cox Cable 15 and 16, 5 LOUS Fiber 3 and 4, and of course YouTube and Facebook. And you'll see someone, it may even be our little entertainer here, teacher and everything. Thank you so much, and keep writing, be encouraged. If you have a story, contact somebody at AOC. Thanks a lot, appreciate it.